All right, live. I hope I don't have the problems that I did have last time, disconnecting and all that, because I don't know. I don't feel like all that tonight. I'm trying to go to bed by a certain time. You feel me? Yeah, it's just rainy, boring. So I figured, let's hang out, let's chill, let's talk about random stuff, because I love to talk about random stuff. That's just who I am. Wait until folks get in here. What was it I was about to do? I don't even know. I don't know. I was about to do something, but whatever. It'll probably come to my mind sooner or later. I wonder how long garlic stays good for. This has been in here for a minute. I wonder if it's still good. Either way. Welcome in, everybody. I was just sitting there talking to myself about if this garlic is bad or not, because it's been in here for a while, but it still feels good. And it's been cold. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Oh, but what's up, Byron? Thanks for joining. We're just here to talk about some random stuff tonight, as usual. It's raining. It's supposed to snow. I haven't seen any snow. I'm upset because I wanted to snow. But every time I wanted to snow, it never snows. I hope everybody has had a wonderful holiday if you celebrate it. And I've had a wonderful holiday. I call it Family, Friends, and Community Day. Oh, sweet. Cool. All right, cool. Yeah, because, I mean, it's still solid. Like, it's still, like, nice color. And funny thing is, I barely know how to, like, use garlic. Not gonna lie. I am not a chef. Do I ever come to Panama City, Florida? I have not. Funny because I lived in Florida for a long time in Tampa. And I never even went to Panama City even when I was in Tampa. I've never been to, I think it's in the Panhandle, right? I've never been to anything in the Panhandle. I've only been to like South Florida, Central Florida, and like northern, like Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa. I went to Miami, Everglades, Gainesville, DePayne's Prairie State Park. I've only been to those places, really. Mayaka was a really good state park down in Sarasota. That's a really good state park. One of my favorites, actually, and I haven't been there in so long, I might have to make a trip back down there. Because I do know apartment complexes, if things haven't changed, that I could stealth camp in. That could be interesting. I haven't been back to Florida since I moved away, honestly. Well, welcome in, everybody. I did a surprise live, as I usually do, just surprise. It's raining, and I'd rather have snow. Oh, I need to fix that. I need a system to like fix the bungee cord that I have up for my partition. Because right now I have it like these Velcro things folded over and glued, and the glue just isn't sticking, especially when it gets cold. The glue is just no good. It gets cold, it gets hot, it gets cold, it gets hot, it gets cold, it gets hot. You just peel the paper stuff and use the clove inside. It has medicinal value too. Like, you put scratches in the clove and stick it in your ear. Oh wow. It will pull the infection out. Oh wow, interesting. But like, what if I put it in there and it gets stuck in there? How do you get that out? I'd be nervous, like. But thank you. I did not know that I would pull the infection out of your ear. Elisa, I hope I said your name right. Hello, welcome to the chat, or the live stream as well. You don't put it. Oh, okay, I got you. The way I be moving around, my hair will probably just be like, just push it all the way down to the drum. But yeah, I am excited because I did something that I've needed to do, and something that I've needed to have on board on the van when I'm out into the wilderness. I'll probably keep it a secret until I randomly show it in like a video, but it's gonna help a lot. It is definitely gonna help a lot, and I'm so excited to not just have to manually do this again. Ginger is another good herb to have on hand. I thought I had ginger, but I think it got bad and I threw it out. Yeah, I did have ginger, but I threw it out. It got like mush or something. Hello, Sherry. Welcome, greetings. Good old NC. I am not far from North Carolina. Good evening. Hello, welcome to your first live. We just chill. We don't really talk about too much. We just, talk, just like if we were sitting in a big circle or sitting in the same room. That's basically what my live streams are. I don't really have a set goal. It's just to, communicate with y'all, talk with y'all, have conversation. I don't have too much going on, and it's raining and it's cold. And I wish it would kind of snow. Because I've been trying for years, since I've had this van, to do a winter van life video. Now, I technically did do a winter van life video in Maryland, but it was at like a developed campground, which, I mean, nothing's wrong with that. I just want to kind of do like a wilderness snow camping, because first live stream. Welcome, Lavender Coffee. Glad you could attend your first live stream. Welcome. Kentucky is supposed to get snow tomorrow. Well, I think it's supposed to snow in Virginia, but I don't know. Because right now, the holidays have passed, and I'm in like the very, very south of Virginia, and it's usually warmer than the rest of the entire state. So, oh no, Sarah, my ear's not hurting. We were just talking about the I can't even think of the name of this now. Not ginger, garlic. Yeah, Virginia's where I live. Well, I'd rather have the rain than snow, which is what's happening here. No, I would love the snow instead of the rain. I don't get to experience much snow. Ever since I moved back, like ever since I've moved from Florida, I have not experienced snow. And I was in Florida for a long time. And there, in Florida, there's no snow. Um, so I've been really wanting snow. And right after I had moved back from Florida, before I had the van and all this stuff, it was an ice storm. And that was it. Like everything was just glazed over with ice. I don't like that. That was horrible. All the trees were snapping and no. Snow? Yes. Please, snow. Hello, Renee. Welcome in. Welcome. What's on the menu tonight? Nothing to eat, honestly. What did I have? Oh, angel hair spaghetti. I had that earlier, and I'm still like stuffed because my eyes were bigger than my belly, I think the saying goes. And I made so much that I forced myself to eat it, and now I'm just like really stuffed. Lori, if I decide to leave VA, what state would you live in? Well, I fell in love with northern New Mexico. Tres Piedras, I think, and Taos area. I really fell in love with that area, and it's not far from Colorado, and Colorado is another place that I would definitely really like to be. So, probably northern New Mexico. And plus it gets snow and it gets cold and it's high altitude and it's not like hot. My mom was born in Hopewell for years. Nice. Yeah, Hopewell is about 2 hours north of where I grew up in Southern Virginia. Very close to North Carolina. And Prince George, I know exactly where that is because I went there this past summer to a state park. I think it was this past summer. Maybe earlier in the year. Well, where will you be on Christmas Day? I will probably be in Virginia with family because my grandmother always wants me, with the family on every holiday. So I tend to do that for her since, she's older. So I'll be in Virginia. But after that, though, it's fair game. I'm traveling wherever. And plus, since my video's done so well this time, I have a little extra income to play with. So I'm trying to decide where I want to go with that, extra income. So, I'm excited about that too. I lived in Northern Virginia and did get snow, but it did get cold. Yeah, the snow has been missing, like the lower part of Virginia. I've heard about Las Cruces. I don't really think I would go like too far south in New Mexico. Just because it's like more deserty. Northern New Mexico is pretty green and plush and it had trees. And I really liked it a lot. Naomi, thank you. Yeah, that's the reason I love these mood lights. It gives like such a calming effect. It really does have like a good mood to set it too, and like you can just chill, and that's why I love these lights. Oh, it didn't get cold. Yeah, it's so close to the ocean. The ocean tends to keep those areas pretty mild during the winter. But earlier this year when I went, I did go to Virginia Beach and there was snow on the beach. So it did snow. Sunshine, I just found your channel today. Really like your channel. I'm from Colorado. Glad to give you pointers on some amazing spots when you head that way. Word, welcome to the channel and thank you for joining the live stream. Yeah, Colorado, I really enjoyed Colorado. I went from eastern Colorado to western to southern into northern, so like Steamboat Springs and all those places. When I visited, I did a lot. I was just going places. I had no idea where I was going, so I probably didn't maximize my time, but you know. Where did you live before you got the van, and what did you use? Well, I lived in Tampa, Florida before I got the van, and I had a Honda Civic. I still have my Honda Civic that's parked at my parents' place. It's a little Honda Civic, 2009. That was my little adventure car. I'd never slept in it really though, but I did take it down some really trashy forest roads. Well, yeah. Mullen, garlic, warm, just a bit. Add the garlic if you haven't already. Just dropping in from Afton. What's up, Michelle? Thank you for that remedy. I appreciate that. Have you been to Plainfield, Wisconsin? I haven't actually been to Wisconsin yet, so that will be an experience. Snow on the beach is rare. I'm from there. That's so exciting. Stay warm. People at Wintergreen are ready for the predicted snow. You know what? I wish I could stealth camp at Wintergreen and just wait for the snow. I would love that, honestly. Hi, how are you doing today? I'm doing great, Invasion Animation. Good to see you. Hi, oh, I'm late. You're not late. We're just talking about random stuff. You didn't miss anything. We're just vibing, chilling. No worries. But I am looking forward to. I'm planning something. I'm really planning something. So as long as my videos keep doing well, if I can at least get one that does like a good amount of views, this will work. This will work. We may be doing something. I gotta get my passport though. That's a hint. That's a hint. Colorado Springs area, was it easy for you to find camping in New Mexico? Went across 40, but found no camping spots into Arizona, which is where I call home. In northern New Mexico, oh my gosh, yes, there were so many campsites. And I mean so many, and some of them were not packed. I slept on the rim of the Rio Grande Canyon. There's campsites right on the rim of that canyon. Like literally you could back your car off of it if you're not careful. And then below is the Rio Grande, and you got hot springs in it. So you could literally just go down in the canyon and soak in some hot springs and just come right back up. And then in Tres Piedras, it was just a ton of national forest camping. Just a ton. Do you ever worry about safety camping in dark areas? I don't. I don't really worry about safety until something sketchy happens, and then I'll worry about safety. But most of the time, it's cool. People just see the old crusty Astro and tend to be like, "Oh, I'm not going near that van." I'm just kidding, but yeah, I haven't worried about safety really too much. Plus, I got all the things that I need to defend myself in here, like a ton of stuff. But yeah, definitely get passport. Yucatan, no, not that. Nope. Hi, good to see you. I enjoy your channel. Thank you for sharing your adventures with us. Keep up the great content. Thank you, Cactus. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Have you camped in the snow yet? Seems like that would be so much fun if you had heat and supplies. Yes. So when I went to Maryland, Janes Island State Park, it snowed, and I actually did get snowed in a little bit up there. It was a developed campground, so I had the extension cord plugged in. I had all the limited power, and I have a diesel heater, so my diesel heater will last for like 4 days running constantly before I have to refill it. So I built this thing out for snow and cold because I wanted to do van life all year in the cold or anywhere, you know. I didn't want the weather to stop me. Oh yeah, sunshine. It's nice. It was so nice. Do you plan to drive the van to a hotter part of America like California? Well, this summer I drove across Moab, Utah, and I don't have AC in this thing at all. It wasn't too bad while moving, and then when you stopped, it honestly wasn't too bad. I did not get greasy and sweaty like I do with the humidity here on the East Coast and in the South. I was good. Like, it didn't even feel that hot to me, although it was like 100 and something. It just didn't feel that hot to me. Oh, what's up, Indy? What is up? I love to find a place to camp in Maryland surrounded by pine trees. I love the smell and energy of them. Lee Vision. You're not directly surrounded by them, although yeah, you may be, honestly, in some of the camp spots. Janes Island, that was such an amazing place. Janes Island was good. And then there was another, I think, Pocomoke River State Park, that was really nice, and you're just surrounded by like trees. I don't know if they were pine because we got there at night and then left in the day, and I can't remember, but yeah. Do you plan on taking another trip across the country, going a different route? Well, when I took the trip across, I went the northern route, and then when I came back, I went the middle route. So the only route that's left would be the southern route. You know, I haven't really put much thought into that yet, like doing the southern route. But yeah, at some point, eventually I will, because I want to do all the routes. But I do plan on doing another trip across the country, in another country. How often do I go live? It just depends. I randomly get in the mood to go live, and then I randomly will go live, and not many people will know because I never announce it. But I try to go live at least a few times a month. But some months I don't go live at all. It just depends. I'm a very spontaneous, random person. Yeah, that's what I loved about out west. The no humidity and no mosquitoes. I did not see any mosquitoes. I was like, hold up, this is kind of nice. I really enjoyed the no mosquitoes. I know you paddleboard, but are you a surfer? You give off surfer vibes with your positive attitude. That's funny. So As y'all may know, I grew up in rural Southern Virginia, very rural. Um, the town I'm from doesn't even have 500 people in it now, and my entire county has less than 12,000 people and one grocery store for the entire county. And as a kid, we had cable TV, or maybe it was like satellite TV, and there was this channel called Fuel TV. It was like an action sports channel. And I used to watch all the skateboarding and surfing. I was heavy into skating. I was heavy into surfing, but not being near water, I couldn't surf. So it kind of like really rubbed off on me. That was a very like influential point in my. Uh-oh. Did the live cut off? Don't cut off. I think it's breaking up, but I don't think it cut off. I think it saved it. Yes, it saved it, I think. But that was a very like influential time in my life. Watching like the surfers and Blue Crush, like the surfer movies, and yeah, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm on cellular network, so I might lose signal soon, and then it may come back. Do you think you might check out Canada? Absolutely. Absolutely. That is the list. Yeah, exactly. The heat out west was, it was not hot. I was comfortable. Like, I was like, people were kind of scaring me talking about like it was so hot out west. But then I got out west, I got in the desert, and I sat there. I'm like, huh, this is pleasantly warm. But yeah, like living in Florida and stuff with no AC, now that's hot. With like 100% humidity, that's hot. And like I would go to work, I would have to take off my shirt before I did my shift driving to work, because if I didn't, my shirt would be soaked through. Out west, I didn't get sticky at all. Like I barely sweat. So I really like that. Really check out the Monongahela. I can't pronounce that. In West Virginia, lots of free camping. The spots are called dispersed camping sites. Oh yeah, I need to check that out. I did stay in dispersed camping for New River Gorge. I'm not sure if that was that national forest, but I did stay there. I don't know why that happened to me though. Only people who never lived out west think it's always hot. It's not true. I enjoyed winter camping in upstate New York. Many great canyons and great camping along. Yes, upstate New York. When I went to, I think, Watkins Glen State Park, that was an amazing canyon. I love that. Shade fixes hot out west. Yes, I set up a tarp off the side. Like I draped it over the van, and I set it out over the side of the van. It was great. I liked Blue Crush. Yeah, that movie, my sister had that movie, and I would watch it and be like, yo, surfer girls, where is that? Hey there, any chance you'll be doing any bushcraft classes in 2026? Absolutely. Me and my friends, we have this big festival that happens in October of every year now. We plan on do it like annually, and I will be doing bushcraft classes. Also Firefly in Western North Carolina in July. I may be teaching there again. So I'll let you know. And I may hold some workshops myself, so I'll definitely be doing some bushcrafting in 2026. I always wore a coat in the winter for the most part. That's awesome. Where it gets hot, temps over 100. Yeah, enjoy. I experienced temps over 100 in Florida. With the heat. I mean the humidity and in the swamps. And that was miserable. But the dry desert heat, I will take that any day. Like, just give it to me. Yeah, Florida is really crazy. Like, the whole South is just like crazy heat and humidity. I remember Watkins Glen. You made my hubby and I wanted to visit. Yes, you gotta visit it. It's a bucket list place. Watkins Glen is a bucket list place. Are you still vegan? Did you try any new vegan dishes? Yes, I am still vegan. Well, technically, I am considered like plant-based because I wear leather boots and stuff like that, and vegans don't. They don't do anything animal related, whether it's clothes, yeah, that kind of stuff. So technically, it's only my diet. Um, but I've been plant-based for 11 years now. Yeah, like 10 or 11 years now. And I haven't tried, well, I have tried new dishes this year, but they were only at restaurants. I didn't make any new dishes. What would be the best state for weather to live in an RV all year around? I think a lot of people are saying like Arizona. That's where a lot of people go to, Arizona. So I don't know about year round. It's one or the other, I think. If I had to choose a state though, it would probably be somewhere like Georgia, maybe Florida, because in the winter it does cool off sorta, but not a lot. I don't know, that's tough. I think Arizona for definitely dry heat. Southern Texas, I gotta go. See ya, Invasion Animation Norman Comics, what's up? When and why did you decide to live this lifestyle? Well, I am an outdoorsman through and through, and I was living at Florida when I was a valet at a Ford dealership, and this person came in with a Transit that was built out like an apartment, and I was like, yes, this would be the place that will put me in nature, and I could have like more of a permanent structure rather than like a tent or something. And boom, the idea of van life was born, and now I am doing the van life. Winter versus heat. Yeah, that's true. That is so true. It's one or the other. Hey, been a while since I've commented on a video, but I've been watching and following the journey. Thank you, my evolving wellness. I definitely appreciate you and love and support. The answer is if you live in an RV, you leave when it sucks. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Would you come to Europe and do van life? I would absolutely do that. I would absolutely try it. I mean, hey, it can't be, any worse than like here. But I would absolutely do that. I really, my goal is to do van life in different countries. That is a goal of mine. And I am definitely manifesting that. And soon. Enjoy your videos, stay safe, and keep shining. Thank you, Shay. I appreciate that. Coming from Southern Virginia, you ever pulled tobacco? No, I've never pulled tobacco, but my friends sure have. Thankfully, I've never had to do that. Have a good evening. You too. Stay safe out there. Stay warm if it's cold where you are. But yeah, all my friends used to be telling me like they would skip school, well, not skip school, but miss school to go and pull tobacco. And I was like, huh, I'm kind of glad that I don't have to do that. But yeah, there is a lot of tobacco fields around here. A lot of tobacco fields. I know when I was in the South, there was a lot of like cotton fields. And then in Florida, there was like orange, whatever you call them, orange grows. I don't know. North in summer, pine forest, my faves, and south for winter. Huh. Have you had any situations, Sasquatch, or anything you can't explain? Well, in I think 2 videos ago, maybe 1 video ago, I experienced Sasquatch. But other than that, I haven't experienced anything other than sketchy people. But that's about it. No real like crazy things. If you haven't visited the cliffs of the new state park, it's pretty nice and not too far. I had planned that, Sherry, on my last trip to Maryland. I saw that. I think I might do that soon. Maybe they got camping there, or maybe I'll do like a Cracker Barrel or something. You know, urban camping kind of makes me a little bit nervous just because I'm a rural person. Like, I lived all my life mainly almost in rural areas other than when I lived in Florida. So it kind of, you know, makes me a little nervous. It's kind of mystical. Yeah, it was like 2 videos ago, I think. It was the one where I had the back doors open and I was sitting there. It was like my most unusual experience in van life. I think that was the name of it. But yeah, there was a Bigfoot sighting there. Mount Mitchell, I have been at the base of it. When I teach at Firefly, it's like at the base of Mount Mitchell, but I've never been up there actually. And that's been on my list for a long time. Do you get concerned being alone in unknown places? How do you protect yourself? Well, I do get kind of concerned. It's only if the vibes, like I pick up on vibes pretty easily. Like I'm very receptive on that. I've always been like that, especially living in rural, rural America. I kind of pick up on things. So basically wherever I go, it's just like home where I grew up. So it's not really that scary. I just be cautious and I watch out. And I have so many things in here to like protect myself. It's not even funny. Just because I'm an outdoorsman, and I use the stuff as tools basically. So I'm not in the concerned about it at all. But if I do feel like a place is not really comfortable for me, most times I'll just stay in the van. Like I won't show my face. I'll stay in the van and then like I'll come out of the van probably for like 30 minutes and then go back in the van. I never really let people know or see me, I guess to say. Like some places in Utah, I was like, I'll just chill here, open the door, go out, hear a car kind of go, behind the van or something, and then when they pass, just leave. I've also been in the middle of nowhere in the woods in Arkansas by a river. I didn't really go out too much there. I didn't really feel threatened or anything. It was pretty peaceful, but yeah. I found some crazy structures near the summit. Oh, I gotta check that out. So Firefly is basically a Earth gathering where all like the feral like hippies and outdoorsmen and people who have like a that can do like metalworking, processing animals' furs, bushcrafting, foraging, basket weaving, that type of stuff. It's basically just a big gathering for all like feral outdoorsy people to go to and learn skills from each other. It's like, dude, follow me. I want to live the same way you are. Yeah, man, it's not bad. Honestly, you learn as you go and you gain wisdom for, the more you do it, the more you're going to learn. So, and exactly, if you feel uncomfortable, all you do is turn your key and hit the gas pedal and go. Have you ever considered another person? Yeah, I have. There's been a couple videos, I think, like way back. This girl I was dating, she would come along with me on some trips, but it wasn't the best experience. But yeah, I gotta run. I'll be back and watch every video. Thank you, Norman Comics. I really appreciate that. Have a good night. I'm coming to the mountains from Florida in a few days. That's awesome. Have a good night. Have a good trip. Stay safe. Wishing you well. Yeah, Firefly is open to everyone, but it can be really expensive. It's like a week long. So if you do like a week, it's like $400 for on-site camping and stuff like that. But you can do work trade. You can come for the weekend. If you do work trade, you get a massive discount on your tickets. They have meals. They feed you and everything if you're a work trader, so you don't even have to worry about food. You get 3 meals a day, and it's pretty dope. Honestly, it's really dope. Like very peaceful. Everybody's a good vibe there. Like everybody's literally like a good vibe there. Sounds like a cool event. It is. It's a very cool event. Would you ever consider a pet? Well, I do have pets, actually. I have six. I have 6 cats. But they don't stay in the van with me. They stay at my family's house, and then that way I don't really have to bring them in the van. Got 2 new kittens. I've been thinking about taking one of the kittens and training them on like a harness and bringing them on some adventures. But I feel like that can kind of be a constraint, especially like if I'm away from the van for like a super long time, or if it's like super cold or hot, I would have to leave the diesel heater running. Or I have a roof vent fan, but still, then again, it's like the diesel heater would like burn so much power and fuel, so it'd be extra costs and litter boxes and litter and food. So that's why I'm kind of like, not right now. Maybe if I get a bigger space too. Have you ever met other van lifers on your journey from overseas? Oh yeah. I met this one couple. I didn't really talk to them though. But I saw this one couple. They had, I think, Germany plates on a big Unimog that was on a 4x4 trail that I was down, and it was a super nice vehicle. I've seen a lot of European van lifers in the States. If you've been asked this 1,000 times before. Oh, no worries. No worries. Do you find people to be decent to you around the country as a black man? Yeah, like I would say 95% of my experience has been very decent. Like nobody's really had like a problem with me. Um the only state I would watch out for is Florida. That's when I had like the most conflicts, especially even when I was living there. That's where I got like the most conflicts, and people would say like stuff like out loud and just be blatant. But everywhere I've been so far, I have not had anybody be like very blatantly disrespected, respected, disrespected, whatever. You get the point. I haven't had anybody be like really blatant except for like Florida, and that was before van life. So yeah, it's been a pretty positive experience so far. You might get some looks, but you know, as long as you minding your business and not bothering people, I don't really bother anybody. Like, so I just stay in the van mostly. Maybe that's why it's been like a pretty positive, because I'm usually just at my van or hiking, and it gets to go on a lead or outside the van. I think you can train them. I have a friend with a cat, and she just ties the leash to the door, and the cat just roams around outside, and then she'll walk it. It's like on a harness and leash, so she'll like walk her cat and then like tie it off on the door, and then the cat can just roam around the van. So glad to hear that. Yeah, most places you go, people are decent. There's more decent people in the world than like the really like ignorant racist ones. Even though they're the loudest, there's still so many decent people in the world. Like most people are decent. So I would not worry too much. I really dig your channel and your adventures. Do you think you'll ever upgrade to a newer and larger van? Absolutely. But first, though, before I do that, before I, move out of this van, I would absolutely love to fully trick this van out with a lift kit, upgrade to like the 4x4s, like in this van, like 4x4 in this van, the roof rack, the solar, just absolutely trick this van out and live in it for a few years. And then after that, I would love to get, it's called an expedition vehicle. So it's not like your normal van. It's the same price, sometimes cheaper than Sprinters, but it's just literally like a big military style truck with the RV back on it. You can go absolutely anywhere with that. It's 4x4, lifted, massive tires, lockers. It's made to go across really rugged terrain, and that's the kind of vehicle that I would love, absolutely love to live in and just travel across the most rugged places. That's my whole style, just the whole rugged outdoors vibe. Like, I'm not much of a city dwelling van lifer. I'm more of the get dirty outdoors, feral hiking and camping, type van lifer. Have you had cats all your life? I have. I've had cats since I was a very tiny kid. Probably like 3 or 4. And then I've had dogs too. I've had so many. Probably had like 20 cats my whole life, and then I have probably had like just as equal amount of dogs my whole life. So I've had a lot of animals. We also had chickens, rabbits, ducks. Because I grew up in the country, and these animals were my pets. Like, I had ducks that were my pets, chickens that were my pets, rabbits that were my pets. and would live in my room with me. What's the weather doing out that way? I feel a little guilty enjoying this weather. Seems like there's snow. It's not snow here. It's chilly and it's been raining. I mean, it's not extremely cold either. It's just been rainy. Southern Virginia is warmer than the rest of the state. So if you come to Virginia and don't want snow, pretty much come here. We do get ice now, which is worse, but when you've had bad experience with people, racism / violence, etc., you're cautious to come out around people. I mean, so me growing up in very rural Virginia, I've experienced racism and prejudice and all that my entire life. As a kid, I've seen KKK rallies. I mean, it does make you very cautious around like people, but you also develop kind of like a sixth sense, I guess, and you can like sense the energy. So with that ability, like if I sense the energy, I'll just move on. Like, but most places I've been, I haven't really like felt that energy, luckily. So I mean, I've been around that my whole life. Like, I'm not a stranger to it at all. Like, I know how to navigate it 100%. It's just, I haven't really felt that on the road. Other than Florida, I will say that. I'm not bashing Florida, I promise. It's just Florida was very interesting in that aspect of things. Just up here a few days ago. I'm near the Blackfeet Nation, Montana. Wow, 3.5 million acres of wilderness outside. Wow. Yes, that is my type of van life right there. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. That sounds amazing. I'm gonna just say Aaron, because I don't want to butcher your name, but that sounds so amazing. You have seen KKK? Yes, I have seen KKK rallies as I was a kid. It was probably like when I was 5 years old. It's this town where I was born at called Farmville, Virginia. It's completely different now. It's completely different now. But I have seen them march down Main Street in Farmville, Virginia. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I would love to be up there in Montana. I would definitely try to get in contact with you when I do head out that way, but I would love that. I hate to ask, how old am I? So first, I just want to see how old do you think I am? Just to see. I won't get mad if you guess older or, whatever. I just want to know. Like 29 and 32, 33, 28. Yeah, I always get in that age range. All right. I'll stop playing. I am 34 years old. But I always get younger because I look young. I will say that. Just keep your skin moisturized with oils and yeah. I have backpacked and camped all over the country as a black man since the 70s. I agree with you. In Florida, I've had multiple experience over a 20-year span. I now don't do Florida. Yeah, Florida, it's very interesting. Like, it's very blatant, and yeah. My name is pronounced Arank. I don't want to, Aransk. Is it okay if I call you Aran? So I'm horrible at pronouncing stuff. It means stars in my native Sika language. That's amazing, though. That is amazing. 30. You have really beautiful spirit. Have you ever been into crystal or moldavite? I haven't. I've kind of had crystals, but I haven't really like been into it like hardcore or anything. But I know a little something. That's why I'm scared about the KKK thing, because I really did think that was a thing of the relatively... No, that's not a thing of the distant past. Don't be fooled. That still goes on. It's still around. I have a corn older than you. I would love to do what you're doing. But being born in the UK, I would be concerned about people coming to the van with firearms or something silly like that. Joe, yeah, there's a lot of firearms over here in the United States, like a lot, like so much. And yes, gun violence is a thing, unfortunately. But like most times, I would say like stay away from people's like private property and stuff like that. And what else? Usually, like if they don't, like, people don't feel threatened, or maybe just by chance you happen to be in a place where someone decides to do something stupid, you know, it is a risk everywhere, but just be vigilant and don't let the fear stop you. Just live your life, honestly. Have you done any cave exploring? I have, but I have not done any extreme cave exploring because I want to go with a friend or like another person. I don't want to get lost in the cave by myself. Oh, thank you, Alyssa. Thank you. A rank. Oh, sweet. I'm sorry. I like need to hear it, I think. Hope I'm not making you feel uncomfortable. No, not at all. It's hard to make me feel uncomfortable. I've seen a show here in England called The Swamp People. Apparently, I don't know anything about the Swamp People. I think that may be a Louisiana. In the bayou, actually. Because Louisiana also has so much swamp land. Do you get scared traveling in Appalachia as a person of color? No, I do not. There is tons of us in Appalachia. There is tons of people of color in Appalachia. Contrary to what other people may believe, there's some areas with more than others, of course, and then there's some areas where there won't be any at all. But as a whole, there's tons of colored people or black people in Appalachia. Like, I literally grew up around here. I grew up in the Appalachian Plateau, which is not directly in the mountains, but it's the plateau around the mountains, like the hills. You make good content. I have found myself binge watching your videos off and on because you produce. Thank you. I try my best. But sometimes it's hard to do like the thumbnails and like a catchy title and all. That's kind of where I have a shortfall. But thank you. I'm so glad that you found my videos interesting, and thank you for your support. Every place got a good and bad side. Facts. No such thing as gun violence. It's people violence, but with a gun. Yeah. Yes. Dude, good to see you live. Oh, thank you. Thank you for, joining my live. Yay, I got it. I got it right. Yeah, 3 people minimum is best, more fun and safe. Absolutely. Like, I saw a cave in Utah that I wanted to go in so bad, but I just didn't do it. I just did not do it. What are my cats? One cat is called Patches, the other one is Tom, then there's one called Lou, and then I have 2 kittens that I have not named yet because they're it's like fresh, so I gotta come up with a name of it. I think one of them my dad may have named like Smokestack because it's all gray, and then I've heard him call the gray and white one Boo, so that may be their names. Unfortunately, I didn't get to name them. If you could, what other van lifer would you want to meet or collaborate with? I would say Foresty Forest because he be really out there in like the wilderness, summiting mountains, and like, yeah, I would definitely love to find another person that I could adventure with like that. How was camping in Tennessee? I moved to South Tennessee from San Fran in March. Coming next year, I'm a school bus driver. Tennessee, it was pretty cool. I camped and I didn't really get to know much about Tennessee, but it was cool. It was chill. Nobody like messed with me or anything. So that's like a plus. Your videos are excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The rule of thumb is never ever cave alone. Safety first. Absolutely. Don't be like that one guy that owns a mining town that goes into the mines and stuff alone. I can't think of his name right now. I think his name is Trent. Yeah, he goes into those mines alone. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I can't do that. Because I don't have much experience with it anyway, so I can't do that. Whew. Oh, and another van lifer. He recently changed his name from Van City Van Life to something else. I can't think of it right now, but Chrome. It'd be cool to meet him. Like, he seems like a cool person. Are you worried in case it caves in? No, not so much about like cave ins, because natural caves are very like sturdy. They're very safe. I would not worry about that. It's just being lost or get stuck in like a tight place, or you know, stuff like that. Or maybe the boogeyman is down there. I don't know. But stuff like that. Thank you. I love this old van too. I love vintage vans. When I was building out my van, I wanted to build it out like those old 70s vans. Like, I think they were called boogie vans. I really like hot rod vans or something. I really liked those, and the way they would just trick them out and put all like the shag everywhere. And I decided not to do the shag, even though I did have shag in this before and learned a valuable lesson that carpet and stuff molds. So yeah, I took that out. But yeah, this van build is inspired by that. It's basically like an old cabin on the inside. I have like built stuff out of tulip poplar. I've used tulip poplar bark for trim, things that I found in the woods, and just kind of built like a makeshift cabin on the inside. But I do also have like plywood and stuff like that too. Yeah, get my ankle stuck. It's Dandy Dan, honestly, I've been kind of like feeling that myself, like after he like got the shop and everything. I know like you need to make money, like more money and stuff, but kind of like when he got the shop, like the whole vibe of the videos changed, and I don't know, it's just not the same as like it used to be. So I kind of like waned off of watching him so much. Yeah, Brent. That's his name, Brent. Yeah, dude goes down there by himself. Like, what? I'd be worried that it would get broken into if they knew. What, the cave get broken into, or like your van? Glad I found your channel. Looking forward to seeing your channel grow. Really great vibes. Thank you, Sunshine. I appreciate that so much. I love to keep the vibrations high and free flowing here. That's my whole vibe, and that's the community I wanted to create. Just really free flowing good vibes all the time. When Chrome started, it was banging with Disco Bear. I don't even think I was watching Chrome when he had Disco Bear. 72 Volkswagen bus that I'm hoping to take on the road one day. That's awesome. The Volkswagen buses, I wanted one of those for the longest time, and the Astro was as close as I could get to one. I would absolutely think about it, but I don't know. I would absolutely think about it because they do have the 4-wheel drive versions of it. But I would also love the expedition vehicles too, because they're just so capable. I stopped working, then Cruise came and it was good. But when he moved to a bigger site and started printing t-shirts and got staff. Yeah, that's how I feel about it, Joe. Exactly. Now he has two of those dogs. I can't, not pit bulls, bulldogs. Now he has 2 of the bulldogs and a whole shop, and he's just running a business. And basically he's just vlogging like him running the business. And like, I get it, like, you need to make money, and you'll probably make more money running that business than on YouTube. So I think, you know, that's where he's at right now. But yeah, that's cool. The Volkswagen. I heard they're not very reliable, honestly. Especially the gas engine. I've heard the diesel engines of those are more reliable. Cause it's another dude, I can't think of his name right now, but he had one, and I think his engine blew recently. And he had the gas one. I don't think it was the diesel one. They break down quite a bit. It's a very simple engine and setup, so most people can learn to work on them themselves if they have the parts. Oh, word! It's like the Astro van. It's very easy to work on. Very simple. Now, mind you, some of the things are in really tight places, and it's frustrating. But it's so easy to work on. Oof. For the Volkswagen engine fuel pumps. Yeah, I've heard the fuel pumps. The same with the Astros. The fuel pumps on these is, I think, a weak point. And people cut the access ports in the floor, like literally right where I'm sitting, and that way when their fuel pump gives out, they can just open the latch and replace it without having to drop the tank. But I'm knocking on wood and hoping that my fuel pump doesn't. But if it does, I know a trick that could get it back working. So I'm not too concerned, really. Oh yeah, always. I always keep up maintenance. I'll look under here, make sure my suspension parts and everything's right. I'll check my belts and oil and fluids, and I try my best, because this fan is 32 years old, 31 years old. I think, yeah, so. Just found you not too long ago on YouTube and really love your channel. I am also vegan of 14 years. Wow, the OG vegan. And I hope to do traveling in my van when I retire next year. How you find stealth camping? Well, the way I find stealth camping is honestly, I just park places and I'll sit there for a bit and look around and see the vibe. And if it's quiet enough, if nobody's looking at me funny or snooping around, I'll stay. But other than that, I honestly don't know what to tell you, because most of the time I'm in the woods. And thank you for enjoying the channel. Oh, for the fuel pump trick, sometimes if you just take like a stick and beat on the fuel tank, the vibrations will get the fuel pump to kick back on. That's literally it. Just beat on the gas tank. To see people do this life with nothing all the time and show them magic. I started getting in the van life channel watching Nomadic Introvert and took me to Winter's Blue. And from his channel, I found you. I have to say, you give the best good vibes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for that. Oh, that's amazing. That made my week right there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's awesome. The only thing about older vehicles without a big following, lack of part support and Chinese parts that may not fit in. Or yeah, bobtail. I have noticed that like they have replacement parts for the van, but they're like so fragile looking, and I'm like, no, this is gonna fail. That's one thing I don't like about it, is the cheap parts. Like I replaced all my shocks, right? Now the two rear shocks I got, they were new old stock. So they're shocks from like early 2000s that were like gas shocks that were still amazing. Um, but they were American. But then up front, I had the TRQ or something, and they were so much smaller in diameter than the factories. And I just, I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't like the thinness of them, and it feels like it's not as stiff as it should be. I subbed, but apparently never rang the bell. That explains why I never. Dandy Dan, you gotta hit that bell. YouTube doesn't do the best at notifications, even if you do hit the bell. So just be aware of that. Authentic German parts. If you have to beat on the fuel tank to get it work, maybe assign a research parts. I don't have to. That's just in case like my fuel pump fails. Like if the fuel pump fails, you beat on the tank, it'll knock it back to life for a bit. That's the only thing. Like nothing's wrong with the van. I love you, James. Del you know. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love y'all too. Smile your way through the day. Eric, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's gonna go toward this trip that I'm trying to plan. It's a wintertime trip. If the weather's not too bad, I want to do another coastal trip, but we'll see. I have to agree about the bell thing. Go on and still don't get notified to some of the people I'm sub to. Yeah, the bell thing is just like, bruh. Knee deep. What's up, man? Glad you could make it. Look into QA1 parts and give them measurements to shock lengths for a replacement. I believe they might be out of Iowa. Thank you. I'll check them out because I kind of want some longer shocks. I'm trying to get this thing lifted. Like I really want to lift this thing up and at least put like a G80 locker in the rear, so I won't have another incident like going up on that rock and my tire just one wheel spinning and not going up the rock. I really want to make this thing more capable. For sharing your journey with all of us. Thank you, Joanna. I have so much gratitude for y'all for wanting to even like watch my journey and be a part of my journey, and thank y'all so much. Y'all make it like so much better. Eric, the legend himself is in the house. I love to have sit and chat with you sometimes. You are living a great life, and similar to the one I had in my early life before YouTube. Yes, I have climbed, caved, and paddled. That's amazing. Like, that's amazing. You're a legend, Tony. You're definitely a legend. Definitely. It would be so dope to, like, just sit and, like, talk and have a conversation. That's, yeah. Not much. Eating dinner. Ooh. Might I ask, what's for dinner? I see that somebody just left a donation. How do you do that? Honestly, I'm not sure how to do the donation. It should be like a button, like a super chat button or something. I'm honestly not sure. I couldn't tell you. Sorry. Lifting the back is easy placing blocks and longer U-bolt shots. The front is a bit more finesse. Yes, absolutely. Journeys Off-Road makes a kit, like multiple kits for this specific van, where it's just a body lift. You're just replacing the body spacers with bigger spacers. It just lifts the body. But I don't know, I just don't want to lift the body. I want to have like a suspension lift. So I might have to go to somebody who knows how to fabricate and have them fabricate an actual suspension lift or something. But I would love to have this thing lifted up and just off-road capable. You have such a great eye for scenery, especially your sunset shots at Shenandoah, and the music you add makes it perfect. Thank you so much. I am a big film nerd, so I'm into film and setting the mood and doing soundscaping and all of that stuff. So it's just my pleasure to be able to do that and just immerse you into the action and make you feel something. That's what I love to do. Thank you. Then I hit the $sign when you comment. Thank y'all for explaining that, because I have no idea. I saw some lifts online starting at 300. Yeah, Journeys Off-Road makes like specific Astro van lifts. They have a super lift that's like 6 inches max. Honestly, if I could, I would get the super 6-inch lift and put some really big tires on here. Probably like 30s. Not too big though. Maybe 31s, 32s. I'm not sure. Thank you. Dirt and Weed, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That is also gonna go into my trip fund and possibly my food fund when I go on those trips. Thank you so much for that. That is amazing, and that really keeps me like traveling and on the road, because moving, especially in a van, can get expensive. Like, you can move really slow and it's better. And I really want to do much slower, because when I went out west, I went with a caravan, like with friends, and we had like a kind of like a rough time constraint, so we had to move kind of quick. So I really want to just move slower next time I do it, like super slow. Does it take how long did it take for you to get comfortable in your van? I'd say it took me about a week to get comfortable in it. I know the first night I was parked on side of a forest road and I was terrified. The wind was blowing. It was cold. It wasn't too cold though. And I just did not sleep well that night, but after that, it just kept getting better and better and better and better. And now I just knock out like a baby in here. Lifting the van would be awesome, but don't forget to lengthen the brake lines. Yes, they have adapters for the brake lines where you can, it moves it down so you don't have to lengthen them. It'll just like reposition it. But yes, I really want to lift this. It'd be sweet with some 30-ish tires. Yeah, that's my dream. And they do have a pop top you can get for these. Like, you just pop up the top and then you can stand up. That may be an option, or a high top, because they did make a high top model of this van, so that could possibly be an option too. How many miles? The van has 210,000 miles on it now. When I got it, it had 130,000 miles on it. So I put that many miles on it within like 2 years of constantly like being in it. Because before, I wasn't like constantly like in the van. I would just do trips. You should get a Cash App account. I do. I have a Cash App. I have a Venmo. I have a Buy Me a Coffee. I even have like this Zelle, I think. I just don't know how to use the Zelle one really. I do have the Cash App and Venmo though, that I forget to put in the description all the time. So that's my fault. You do keep drive shaft length and position in mind if you go higher than 3. Got it. I will definitely keep the drive shaft in mind, because before this van, I had a little pickup truck, a Nissan Frontier, just the 2-door like standard cab one, and I had that thing so low I lowered it myself. It was like the flip kit in the back with 6-inch blocks and re-drilled hangers that I did in the back, and then the drop spindles in the front. That thing was so low, but they said keep in mind of the drive shaft and all that, but it was, I didn't worry about it. And one day the bolts did kind of come out of the drive shaft and I had to put them back in on the road. But yeah, I had a little mini truck. Yeah, that would be awesome, Bobtail. That would be awesome. What's up, old grunt? I love dropped trucks. Yeah, it was so, that truck was a 2000 Nissan Frontier. It was purple and it had airbrushed ghost flames on the side. So when the sun wasn't hitting it, it just looked like a solid purple truck. But when the sun hit it, you could see the flames down the side. It was so dope. I had 18-inch deep dish wheels on it. It had racing seats. I had the inside all purpled out like fiberglass dash and a screen in it that would pop out, and a sound system behind the seats, like a really thin mounted sound system. I had neon lights under there. One day, the transmission literally dropped out when I was driving down the highway, and it sat for so long. I got my dad to come and get it and bring it back to Virginia. And while it was here in Virginia, a tree fell on it and smushed it. So that's why I don't have my little truck now, or else I probably would have put a tent, one of those tents that you could pop up out of the back. YouTube takes a portion. No, I'd rather it all go. Yeah, YouTube does take a portion of like everything I make. Certain banks have Zelle features. The flip kit on the rear of a Nissan Frontier is the opposite of lifting, but same process. Yes, because when I put in the 6-inch blocks, it definitely slammed it, but I also went the extra mile and re-drilled the hangers to make it even lower. So the rear of my truck back then was lowered probably maybe 8 inches. So think about that. It was so low that when I went over a speed bump, the Cadillac converter scraped, and eventually it scraped a hole in it. But it sounded good. It sounded like a Nissan 350Z. So I just kept it like that. I bet it was awesome. Dang, it sounds like a, yeah, it was an awesome little truck. I'll definitely keep an eye out for your lives. You're an interesting person. Stay safe. Thank you, Dandy Dan. I hope you have a wonderful night. You stay safe as well. Stay warm if it's cold. And thank you so much for tuning into the live. I appreciate you being here. Bro, where are you from and how old are you? Well, I just gave out my age not too long ago, but I am from Virginia originally, Southern Virginia, rural, good old Southern Virginia. RV Lifestyle in the building. What's up, RV Lifestyle? Thank you for tuning in. It's starting to rain. Eh. Definitely appreciate y'all being here. I got on a little earlier because I go to bed kind of early. So I decided to get on earlier. How far south? I grew up near Charlottesville in Northern Virginia. Well, it's 2 hours south even from Charlottesville. So basically on the North Carolina, Virginia border. So very far south. In Virginia, like basically as far south as you can get almost. Dirt and Weed, good night, James, and thanks for all the good vibes. Thank you for the good vibes, and thank you for all the love and support. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. So you have a good night as well. What it like outside where you... Hold on. What is like outside where you are wooded area? Yeah, absolutely wooded. Everything is just wooded in Southern Virginia. Absolutely. Nothing but trees. That's where I live now. Right at the border. Legit. That's awesome. That is awesome. Little Yellow Bus. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Let me hit that heart. Uh-oh. Let me hit the heart. There we go. Thank you so much. I am definitely saving all this for a upcoming trip. I just want to do an upcoming trip. So stay tuned for that. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, happy to catch you live. Greetings from Florida. Yay, thank you. Glad that you could join in. From sunny Florida. Oh, and y'all, I don't know, I'm gonna just tell y'all, I know y'all seen the other videos where I'm just like, I have a saw and I'm just like sawing and cutting all this wood and stuff for the campfire. So I sat down and I was like, all right, let me buy a chainsaw. So I bought a chainsaw. And I'm so ready to use that. Instead of having to just sit there and saw this wood, I'm so ready to just zip, zip. It's an electric chainsaw with an 8-inch bar. No, an 18-inch bar on it. I got a really good deal on this thing. I had to do it. So, because I thought about it. I know that when I go way down these forest roads, if a tree or anything were to fall and block me in and I couldn't get out of these roads, I would be stuck. I would have to sit there and try to like saw a whole tree with a bow saw, and I'm not about that life. So I invested in a electric chainsaw with an 18-inch bar. And I'm so ready to use that. I am going to be Lumberjack James. Knott's Island, North Carolina. I'll check that out. I'll check out Knott's Island. I might be going to Cape Hatteras too. Everyone have a blessed evening. Hey James, happy December, new month tomorrow. Happy December to you. You have a blessed evening as well. And have a good night and have a good week. Bow saw. Yeah, the bow saw. Yeah. When I was just last time using it and sawing the wood, and I was just sitting there like, yo, it's still a lot of work. I'm tired. And then I can never have enough wood to sustain the fire for like a good amount of time. So I'm like, all right, let me invest in this electric chainsaw. And I did it. So thank you, Kyle. I appreciate that so much. Always about the good vibes. That's what I'm about. Over near Harrisonburg. I'm always hoping to see you around. Christina, I was just in Harrisonburg not too long ago. I went to the Buc-ee's close there in my last video. I was literally just like right there. And yeah, y'all, you're gonna see Lumberjack James with the electric chainsaw. This is a beefy one too. I mean, like beefy. So I am not getting stuck in the woods. And anytime I'm on like a forest road and I see a tree like down over the road now, I can cut it. And yes, y'all, I know how to use a chainsaw. Grew up in the country. My grandfather, he was a lumberjack, so yeah. As long as you don't change your channel name to the Chainsaw Massacre. Never. The chainsaw is only for cutting out the trees. The dead trees. Didn't you buy a bag of beaver corn? No. They were beaver nuggets. It's basically their version of like caramel popcorn. Beaver nuggets. What is a lumberjack? Another name for a tree surgeon? I don't know. I wouldn't really call it a tree surgeon. It's basically like a logger. They just go in and like cut trees and lumber and sell it and make products from it. Beaver clusters. Yeah, beaver nuggets. Oh. That's awesome. Yeah, I will highly recommend those beaver nuggets. I'm not a big one for like really bad food or junk food, but I will say those beaver nuggets were good. I will give them to it. Do you have a favorite outdoor activity? It would have to be between hiking and bushcrafting and foraging, because I love to do all those things. But I also love to meditate in the outdoors. So it's like a multitude of things. As long as I'm in the outdoors, it's just like, it's my favorite. Seen them on TV. They load the trucks up with logs. Yes, that's exactly it. But back then, in my grandfather's time, they did not use machines. They literally picked up those big logs and put them on the truck themselves with no machines. So, big jacked lumberjacks. Now you have the big machines with the claws that, you know, put each one up there. But back then, they would pick up those big chunks of wood and just put them on those trucks and haul them off. We were always stopping on the side of the road so he could cut up firewood for his fireplace. I remember those times so vividly. Like, he had one of those 90s Cadillacs, like the really square ones. And we would pull over on the side of the road, and he would pop the trunk, get his chainsaw out, and he would get the cutting, And then he had like this blanket down that he would put the wood on, and he would always have like wood in the trunk. Did your grandfather do that till retirement? No, he eventually started working in a textile mill, and that's where he retired at. And like the textile mill that was in my hometown that's now gone, it like left, and it pretty much killed the town. That was basically the only thing really in the town, and when that left, the town died. Yeah, Tony, that's the best way to do it. That is the best way to do it. The heat, wood heat, ooh, I love wood heat. In certain regards, I would say that generation was, but in other regards, I would say it wasn't, because back then there was Jim Crow laws where it wasn't very pleasant. So in some regards it was good, but others no. Hello to everyone in chat. What's up, the Virginia Bushcrafter? What is up? It's quite clear you come from a great family. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Yep, I come from a very like hardworking southern rural town. Well, family. Everybody did like manual labor pretty much. So I'm very like hands-on person. Litos. Hello, welcome. Yeah, you have a great energy. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I appreciate that, y'all, for real. Lit is fine. That's lit. I think it was more family oriented, and men were men back then. Yeah, you could. Yeah, well, it was more like hardworking, you know. But see, being from the country, that extended a lot longer than the developing world. Like, I would say being in rural Virginia is like being at least 20, 25, maybe 30 years behind, like, if you live in a city. Like, it's very slow paced, and people still use the manual ways of labor today. It's slowly getting caught up. Well, not caught up, but more modern. But it's still, you know, just came back from the bush, practicing bushcraft, shelters. That's awesome. That is awesome. I love to see that. Love to see that. If you ever get the chance, Virginia Bushcrafter, definitely check out George Washington and Thomas Jefferson National Forests in the western part of Virginia. It's a great place to practice your bushcrafting. I practice out there a lot, and I also practice on my friend's homestead. But being out in the national forest and bushcrafting is just the best feeling ever. It's just the best. Litos stands for life is too short. Oh, that's awesome. That makes sense. That's awesome. Do you watch other van lifers? I do. I definitely do. My friends, but Nicole, late bloomer 1111, my friends that are on the homestead, they do a bit of van life and homesteading. A Off-Gridish Homestead. And then I watch Trent the Traveler. I watch Foresty Forest. And a few others like I can't even think of right now, but it's a few others I watch. Oh, you're welcome. It's amazing out there. It's so wild. That's where I be staying like out there in the national forest, cuz it's just, I don't know, it's wild. I love the vibe. What did my parents do? Well, my mom, she works in nutrition. And then my dad, he's a retired police officer. Was your granddad on your father or mom? So both of my dad's parents and my mom's parents were alive, so I had two sets of grandparents. My mom's side isn't here with us anymore, but my dad's side, my grandmother, is still here. A friend of ours just got a used van, 2019 Sprinter, basic setup with oh, that's nice. That's nice. 47K miles. If I could roll back the miles on here, yeah. Hope your pops didn't arrest me when I was a younger kid. My dad was like a chill, like very chill cop. He gave people extra chances 90% of the time. He wasn't one of those, you know, really, yeah, really kind of like strict cops. He actually was like a part of the community. Like, he gave people chances. He talked to people. He mentored people. He started a youth basketball league. That's where this van came from. That's how I got this van, was from the youth basketball league that he started. And this van would drive the kids to the games, and I would be in this van. And when I was a kid, I would be like, I don't like this van, and now look at me, I love this van. Yeah, my dad's pretty cool. He's retired, and all he does is rip on his guitars now. He's heavy into like guitars, so he just goes. He's actually in a band, so. Alright, I didn't dare ask how much they paid. My dream is a small 70s or 80s Chevy van. Yes. Definitely, I would definitely check out the Astros. They made Astros from 85 to like 2005. And then before this van, they had like the G20s and G30s. They're big vans though. And then before then, they had the little Scooby-Doo looking Chevy van, which I also like, but I don't know if I would trust that to go across the country and stuff. These forests in a place called Essex. Here they see some horrific things, and I think you have to be. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You see all sorts of stuff. You seem like you were raised by good parents. Props to them. Yeah, they were pretty cool. They were pretty lenient and chill parents. I pretty much did what I wanted to. it's like his era, like 70s and 80s type of like groove van, I guess. I don't really know what to call it. My Dodge 96 B2500 is doing great. Yeah, the Dodgy Bonds. That's what so my friends at the homestead have that van, and in Japan they race them and they call them Dodgy Bonds. They lower them and put pipes and suspension, and then they put their motorcycles in them. Where do you see yourself in the future? I see myself in the future I really want an Earth ship, and I really want to have a bunch of land so I can teach people how to be self-sufficient, how to live off the land, how to craft things, bushcraft on the land. That's where I see myself. I really just want to be out there in the land, but I'll always be a nomad. I'll always have some form of vessel to travel in across the country when I'm ready. I'll always be out there. Like, I love this type of life, but eventually I do want like an Earthship home or some kind of structure made out of Earth, so there's no like utilities and heating costs, and self-sufficient. It collects its own rainwater, it recycles it, that sort of thing. Ever since I've seen an Earthship, I have manifested that so hard, and then when I went to New Mexico and toured the Earthships, I was sold. I'm like, that's what I want, and that's my goal, Earthship. When you get that land, I'll fly over. I think your land select place would be a cool place to visit. Absolutely. Absolutely. Earthship would be cool. Yes. Oh yes, they get wild over there. Would that be in VA? I'm not sure, actually. I do enjoy Virginia. I like the rural area because it's so peaceful, so quiet. But I don't know. Maybe be in Virginia, maybe New Mexico, northern New Mexico. I'm not even sure. And maybe Vermont or, Maine. I don't know. But because I really like those areas too. Like, Vermont is a goal of mine to get to this year. Yeah, Virginia law does suck when it comes to the off-grid stuff. Seeing how my friends have to battle the state. Do you partake in earthly flowers? 10-4. Maybe Montana. Yeah, Montana, I've never been. But I hear great things. That's what I want to do. Teach bushcrafting, but it's hard to get people to come to the bush. They prefer to camp. Bushcrafting and camping are different. Yeah, absolutely. You could definitely have a situation where like you have like a week-long class, and then you go out and you teach them how to like build their shelters, and then they could camp in their shelters for like a week, or teach them the tarp configurations, and then they could stay in that for a week while you teach them like the other aspects of bushcrafting. I think that would be dope. I just want harmony in life now. Yes, we need harmony in life. Definitely. That's why I definitely keep the vibes just so mellow. Gotta have harmony. Definitely. I wasn't always like really chill. I was a wild kid. I was into the emo hard rock. And I would go to like mosh pits and get in there and just, you know, go crazy. But then I think what changed it is when I went to like a reggae festival. It just, I got there and then all of the good vibes were just like blessed upon me, and I was like, yo, this is it. Is there a place online to check out Firefly? Yeah, fireflyearthgathering.org, I think it is. But if you type in Firefly Earth Gathering, their website will pop up. I'm part of the media team for that, so I also have some videos on it if you want to like see a little bit of the experience of it. And definitely let them know if you do go that I sent you there, because it helps out a lot. Oh gosh, my favorite band. I had so many favorite bands. If you mean like the metal band, this is like a dang it, System of a Down. That was one that I would listen to heavy. And then Asking Alexandria, Of Mice and Men, Bad Brains. That's not metal, but it's like punk. I really loved Bad Brains. They were a little bit before my time, but they were amazing. Mix of reggae and punk music. Does bushcraft involve hunting? Yeah, it can. It can definitely involve hunting because you create the snares and the traps and all that type of stuff. So it can definitely include hunting, yes. Took me 36 years to find peace, but I found it. That's what's up. That's awesome. I'm glad you found it, Kyle. That's awesome. Let's keep the peace. Definitely keep the peace. Cool. Thanks, James. You're welcome. Yeah, Bad Brains is it. Saw Of Mice and Men live twice. They were amazing. That's all. Oh, IBS. Check out this girl. Her name is Farah. She is amazing. Check out Farah. She is amazing. I think you'll like her. I think, but yeah. The Gap Band. That's a tune. Yeah, the Gap Band's pretty chill too. Bushcrafting is a journey. There is no final destination. I love that. I love that. Straight facts. I love that. Looking to Scorn. The Psychosis, the singer Reminiscent. I'll check them out. 58. I grew up on Bad Brains. Yeah, that's awesome. That's what's up. That is what's up. Like, I only learned about them through my friends that are older than me, so. But once I was introduced to Bad Brains, I was like, yeah. I grew up in the whole like punk scene, being a skater and all. And then Richmond, Virginia had a very like massive punk scene. So that only boosted my love for that scene. If you ever near Virginia Beach or NC, I'd love to take you saltwater fishing. Yeah, that would be dope. I'm not a good fisherman, or I don't really fish, but I will go for the experience. I haven't really been on boats that much, but I have been on boats. Have you ever hunted ginseng? Do you mean ginseng and mushrooms in your state? They have so much there. I know if it's ginseng, it's illegal now, to do that in Virginia. But mushrooms, yes, I do that all the time. I love doing that. I've hunted mushrooms in Virginia, Western North Carolina. I love those. I used to go party at VCU. Yo, I used to go party at VCU too. Wonder if we ever ran into each other. Don't think I could kill a fish. I had to get lots of canned soup or something. Yeah, back in the day when I was like eating fish and stuff, I did do a little bit of fishing and learn to scale them and all that type of stuff. All you gotta do is reel. I'll jam out Asking Alexandria and Mozart with a little George Clinton. What? That's awesome. That's awesome. Have you ever heard of Streetlight Manifesto? I have not. I've been so slack on music lately. I've been so consumed with reggae and folk music here lately. Oh, and house music. Cause I don't know, Kyle. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Hat Factory in Richmond, but I used to stay at the Hat Factory every weekend in the Hat Factory. Just jamming out to some house, dance, and techno music. And I would drink a lot. I don't drink anymore, but I would drink a lot back then. I think you would like them. They're ska. Yeah, I do. I'll check them out. I'll definitely check them out. Streetlight Manifesto. I wasn't raised to hunt for dinner. I was handed the cereal box in the morning. Find like stuff like that difficult, but I enjoy being outside. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have to really hunt, I guess, so much to say, but I was always around people who did, so I learned from them, and that's how I know how to do it, like, just by watching, because in rural Virginia, hunting's everything. Sober from booze 12 years. Yay, that's awesome. Yeah, I haven't drinking so long, but I'll have a sip every now and then, but it's not my thing. Like, I cannot stand the taste at all. I have a small collection of music that is 60,000 plus songs. A small collection. That's a massive collection. When you drop 60,000 songs. Yo, that's massive. Wow. You should make a public playlist. And then that way we can all listen to your tunes. 60,000 songs? That's a lot. Honestly, I don't even think I've ever seen a playlist with like 60,000 songs. Whew. Oh, that diesel heater is getting warm, but I don't want to turn it off because if you ever have a diesel heater and you turn it off, it uses quite a bit amount of power to get it back on. So I try to leave it running. That is a small iTunes store. I appreciate you. No problem, no problem. Public playlists wouldn't be able to handle my selection. That's awesome, though. That is awesome. So I assume you do like long distance trucking, so you know, always have that music and you can discover new music as you drive along. And 60,000. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm trying to let some of this heat out. Just open the roof vent fan a little bit. Do you play any instruments? I do. I play ukulele. I play djembe. I play the congos. I play guitar. I've played the tambourine. I was in band as a kid, so I've played the timpani, the bass drum. I've played all sorts of instruments. I was a band nerd. But my favorite to play is the djembe. I love the djembe. I love drums and percussion. So if you ever hear some drumming when you're in the outdoors, in the middle of the woods, that may be me. Cactus, have a great rest of your night. Enjoying the good vibes. Good night. Good night, Cactus. Have a wonderful night. Filled with good vibes. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate that. Your channel makes me happy. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so happy that my channel can make you happy. That means a lot. That's one of the reasons I started my channel, is so I could be a positive light in people's lives and, you know, give them an uplifted mood and just chill out, give them good vibes, you know. Same, you play drums too. That's awesome. What drums do you play? Pro is a drumline hero. I mean, I was okay in the drums. I did play snare drum mainly, but I wouldn't say I was anything extraordinary. It's probably like your average player. Plug my Cash App link. I can't because I'm using my phone right now, but my Cash App is the Ethnic Explorer. Discord, I don't have a Discord. I need to probably do a Discord. Did you build the van before starting your adventure? Yeah, somewhat. I did the initial things before starting, like building the bed and the lighting and the table. But I did a lot as I went, like the roof vent fan, the solar, the drawers under it, like my kitchen, and then the drawer or countertop thing behind me. That was after I started doing it. I mean, you can do it that way too. You'll know more of like what fits where, because I've done a bit of remodeling over the years too. So he could have a point. I played marimba and xylophone in Winter Corps. That's awesome. You know, I tried to play the trumpet. I couldn't get it to make any noise though. So I switched to percussion. And that's how I played percussion. I'll put the links in the descriptions when I get off of here. I'm about to get off of here because I've been on here for almost 2 hours. Wait, yeah, 2 hours. I've been on here for 2 hours, over 2 hours. So I'll probably get off here really soon. I am an early sleeper and I am an early riser. That's how I be getting up for those sunrise shots. Do you have a solar setup vid on what you use? Also, would you run a 24 volt instead of a 12? Do I have a solar setup? I don't think I ever did a solar setup video, actually. But I'm just using a 130 watt panel on the roof, and then I run that into power stations. I don't have like batteries or anything. I just use power stations. So that's why I use like 12 volt everything, because it's just easier. Maybe in my next build I'll have like dedicated like solar everything, but I just kept it simple because I didn't have the knowledge really when I started. So I just kept everything simple. And like right now with the power boxes that I'm using, they have such large capacity that the 130 watts not really doing it. So I'm thinking about getting another 130 watt, and hopefully that'll give me a decent amount to charge these power stations back up. And one doesn't even charge off the solar. So I'm gonna get a DC to DC charger, the Blue Yeti one too. And I was looking at them because they're on sale right now for Black Friday, of course, for $149 for the DC to DC Blue Yeti charger. It's just plug and play. And then you can charge your power stations while driving up to 500 watts. That would be a big help. So I was thinking about that, but I got a chainsaw instead. I needed a chainsaw, and I need the DC to DC charger too, but we'll figure it out. So right now I'll just find a random plug like in a parking lot on a street post or something and plug into it. Lumberjack James, that's me. I'm definitely gonna be a lumberjack with this chainsaw because I'm gonna be really cutting up some firewood. 2 or 4 running 24 buck converter step. Oh wow, that's awesome. See, I don't even know too much about that, but because I don't even really know the difference between like 24 volt, like what you can do with a 24 volt as opposed to like 12 volt. So I don't know. I'll have to do more research on that. Chainsaw was a good idea for trees across the forest. Yeah, I really thought about that because I was watching an overlander, and he was talking about like keep a chainsaw because sometimes when you go down forest roads, the wind may pick up or a storm may come through and a tree may fall across the road. And if you have a chainsaw, you can cut that tree up and get out, you know, because sometimes it may be days before another person comes down that road to actually be able to move the tree. So I figured that would be a good investment for now as a safety thing, because I do go down some forest roads and trees do fall. Luckily, the trees have been light enough for me to actually pick them up and move them. So I was like, huh. And plus, I wasn't gonna participate in Black Friday, but anytime you can get a $400 electric chainsaw with an 18-inch bar for 180 bucks. I had to do it. I had to. I had to do it. I'm like, all right. And it was the chainsaw that I always wanted. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. So we got a $400 chainsaw for $180. I love harvesting and processing wood. Like, yeah, yes. Harvesting and processing wood is really therapeutic. I will say that. And with the hand saws, I haven't been able to do all night fires because I'll cut a few pieces and then I'm tired. But with this chainsaw, you best believe I'm gonna have a ton of firewood, multiple day fires. So Will Prowse has an extensive video history on YouTube. Huh. I'll check that out. Holy moly, I can't believe you're still streaming. Yeah, I'm about to get off soon. I know, I've been on here for a while. I'm about to get off soon and settle in for the night because I'm an early sleeper. But I really enjoy, like, you know, having conversations and talking to y'all. It's definitely awesome. Y'all are awesome. How do you stay away from a bad back? I do stretches. I try to do yoga, but I'm not always successful at doing it. And I think that helps a bit. Have I ever used an axe? Yes, I used an axe plenty of times. That's what I've been primarily using to split the wood after I cut it with the saw. I use an axe to split it. I have a forest axe and I have a bunch of hatchets. And I've used a full-on, like, big weighted axe, like, to split bigger logs. But I'm not going to keep a big axe in here. I just use, like, my forest axe, which is pretty heavy, but small. Always check. Yes, that's very important. A spirit walker? Yeah, I think that's how you say it. That is very important. Definitely always when I park, I look up and make sure there's no widow makers. That's what they call them. Widow makers. But if I do get in there in the dark, I'll take my light. I have this beast of a flashlight right here. I'll shine up into trees. This is a really nice flashlight. It's super bright. I'll shine it up and make sure there's no, like, trees. Walk the dog, she gets an attitude. Oh yeah, in Virginia, in the Virginia forest, you can cut them as long as it's dead. Don't cut any alive trees. You can't cut any alive trees without, like, you need a permit for that. But the dead wood that's already down, it's free game. They love for you to cut it. Give me axe, hatchet, saw, cookery knife. As a matter of fact, I used your technique to split some wood today. Saw it in half, way on both ends. Oh, that's awesome, man. How did you like that trick? Like, it's a really neat trick when you forget, like, all you have is a saw, or you don't have your knife or something, and then you just cut it and split it that way. It's a really nice trick, and it really catches the wood. Like, the fire really catches the wood. Things like looking for dead trees, that would be handy to know. Basically, you just find dead trees that are seasoned. And by seasoned, I mean been dead for a while, like a year or so. And that way the wood's not still wet, because when a tree, like, is still kind of green, it has a high moisture content, and it's harder to burn the wood, pretty much. How did you grow your hair so long and fast? It was short on your older videos. I have no idea, honestly. I have really fast growing hair. People in my family are known to have, like, super long hair, like kneecap hair, so I guess it's just genes. Like, I'm pretty sure this will be that long at some point. And it does, Virginia Bushcrafter. Did fall trees are great to harvest. It helps to prevent forest fires. Yes. And that's why they're like, yeah, it's fair game. Just go in there and cut all the dead logs you want. Today, all of my wood was wet, but the inside is always dry. Yeah, there you go. Yes. Always. So the thing about that is, like, the inside is always going to be drier than like the outside, especially like after a rain. But a lot of times, even the wood I collect and split is wet on the inside, but it dries out a lot quicker when you split it. So wet wood it's always an issue, especially in Virginia. We get a lot of moisture. And also, when I was in the Smokies, I was backpacking, and I was on the AT. If you don't know what the AT is, it's the Appalachian Trail. And I made it to the shelter, and I wanted to have a fire because the shelter has a big fire pit. And I wanted to start a fire, but everything was just so wet, and the moisture was just so heavy in the air that even using my backpacking stove as a torch would not light the wood. And like when you shine the light, you could just see the moisture floating in the air. And in instances like that, fires are just so hard to start. So I ended up sleeping in the dark and no fire that night. Yeah, same. It's the best when you do that. Drop a like. This creator loves it. Thank you. But yeah, y'all, definitely drop a like. If you haven't, definitely keep those notifications on. And comment, because that'll help like the videos get out there. And the more views that the videos get, the more income, and the more I'm just like able to go out there and bring y'all these amazing places, amazing content, and travel, and hopefully one day be able to lift my van up, do the 4x4 conversion, and go even further out. Because right now I'm pretty limited to what the Astro van can do without 4-wheel drive and clearance. So it definitely helps. But y'all, I'm gonna get ready to take it in like soon, because I have been on here it's going on almost 3 hours now, which is not a problem. I love it, but you know, thank you. I really appreciate you sharing the channel. I really appreciate that. Like, if y'all are in any like groups or anything, feel free to share any of the videos. I do not care. Share whatever you want. But y'all, I'm gonna get ready to get on up off of here. I hope y'all have a Oh, Marshall. Oh, I was just about to get off. Lisa, I was just about to get off. No. Dang. Today I made pine needle tea. Oh, that's awesome. What did you think of that? And how are the needles? Like, what was it? White pine, longleaf pine? What kind of pine was it? Keep in mind that the more bells and whistles you have, the more headaches you wind up with. Yeah, I know. It's more, I've been modding cars since forever, and I know when you modify them, it makes them way less reliable. So I'm fully willing to undergo that, just for the capability and being able to get out and really, really get into the wilderness. I know the gas mileage is going to go down too, but but yeah, y'all. Sorry that y'all came in at the end. I've been on for almost 3 hours, and now it's time to say bye-byes. I'll have another live. I'll try my best to announce it next time. Thank you, Lit. I appreciate that. You have a pleasant night as well. Looking forward to your next video. Stay safe and stay free. Thank you, Dandy. I appreciate that. You have a good night. Stay safe out there. Sherry, good night. You stay safe out there. Joe, good night. Stay safe out there. That's okay. Wait 3 hours. Yeah, I've been on here for a while, Lisa. But I hope you have a good night. Stay safe out there. Pine needles, where the small. Gotta try it again. Well, yeah, make sure you cut the pine needles. It'll release more of the goodness in them. But good night, Virginia Bushcrafter. Good night, everybody. Peace. Love. And have a great day wherever you are. Good night. Boom.